Good morning.
As
Good morning.
yeah,
Good
good morning.
morning.
Good morning. I hope you had a good sleep yesterday because I'm going to put you to sleep very soon. So I'm going to talk about something known as sleeping peacefully. I think that is what I would want to say. I'm not going to go into too much into the sleep disorders of older adults. I just want to focus more on the tips. So sleep is sleep is quite an issue in any age, to be very frank. I mean, sleeping is very important because sleep actually helps in, you can say, making all the things that you do a bit more permanent. For example, your memories, the way you, whatever we read, it helps your memory to actually get refreshed. And in fact, one of the most common causes actually of cognitive impairment or memory loss is actually sleep. Is actually sleep. Just a moment. The most common sleep problems, if you always, the concern is the amount of sleep and the, you can say, the quantity of sleep. But most important than quantity of sleep, suppose the quality of sleep, the amount of hours that you're actually trying to sleep. So there are certain misconceptions that we sleep less as we age, and sleeping during the day is a common problem. It's not a problem. Some people actually do sleep, but then it shouldn't be a huge amount. It shouldn't be more than 45 minutes or something. uh, it should be minimum of maybe 10 to 15 minutes, half an hour. Anything more than an hour is not good. Then it's more difficult to get into sleep and deep sleep as we age. And 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep is good. But if you're not getting enough sleep and you feel tired in the morning, then of course you're going to have a sleep problem. Then different things that older adults specifically experience. One is trouble falling or staying asleep. Then sleeping too much. Need to nap during the day, which if you sleep for too much time may lead to sleeping less at the night. Then disturbing movement disorders, abnormal breathing patterns that might actually cause sleep. Now, why are we concerned about it? Because sleep problems can lead to, one is fatigue, then sleepiness during the day, then mood changes such as irritability, depression, difficulties in working, concentration, then a lot of falls and injuries, fractures, then increased risk of illness. So, how do you tackle, basically, what do we need to do to actually make sure that we have a good sleep? One is, of course, you have to maintain a good sleep hygiene. Avoid caffeine, tobacco, and alcohol in the later part of the day. Do not have a large meal before bedtime, ideally. And you should regularly exercise, especially early in the day. Follow a regular bedtime routine and schedule. Avoid too much of daytime naps. Only use your bed for sleeping, or basically, uh, if you're having a nap, do not use it for anything else, for reading, for anything else. Manage your stress, depression, and anxiety. And of course, it's not needed that you will always need sleeping pills, but if you do need, it's no harm. uh, Diet and exercise is very important. There is a cause of sleep problem which is known as sleep apnea. So that is associated with obesity. So the more fat you are, the more weight there is, the more there is a chance. Therefore, losing a significant amount of weight is very important. Then exercise helps in inducing sleep later in the day. Things like Tai Chi actually help. So, but avoid exercising about 3 hours before going to bed. So it should be more than 3 hours before that. Now, lot of health conscious problems like major depression, anxiety, high blood pressure, heart disease, diabetes, health poor or falls fractures, daytime sleepiness can actually occur with not sleeping well. So it is very important that you talk to your healthcare provider as well and have a good sleep. Now, treating the risk factors is very, very important. So, how do you treat them? How do you treat insomnia? So, sleep hygiene is very important. Simple improvements like stick to a regular schedule of what time you go to bed, when you get up, even on weekends. Try to exercise every day. Get plenty of bright light throughout the day. If you're taking a medication that might cause sleepiness, try to take it only in the bedtime, not during the day. Then what do you have to do in the night time? Try to stay away from caffeine, alcohol, develop a bedtime routine. Limit time in the bed no more than 7 to 8 hours. Avoid screens, TV, cell phones, everything just before you sleep, or at least 2 hours before you sleep. If you're hungry, you can have a light snack or some warm milk. Of course, if you have a reflux disease or gastritis, then you should avoid it. Do not go to the bed unless you're sleepy. Taking a warm bath about 90 minutes before getting to bed also helps. Try to have the bed clothes and room temperatures comfortable. Keep the bedroom dark and quiet. Try using a fan or something which can block the external noise. So that is also important. Try to have some relaxation and stress control techniques before not going to bed. Do not eat, watch TV, or have any amount of phone conversations in the bed. It is not ideal. If you cannot sleep for about 30 minutes, go to another room, keep the light dim, maybe just read or listen to a soothing music until you actually get back to sleep. Then there is something known as cognitive behavioral therapy. So that helps. For example, behaviors which have to be changed is sleep restriction. Time in the bed has to be restricted, not more than the sleep time. Relaxation techniques, this could include meditation, muscle relaxation. Then stimulus control is very important. Sleeping in an area which is dark, because bright light will not help. Then some people might actually lead a machine which is known as CPAP. CPAP is usually a machine which is put for obstructive sleep apnea, which is basically a breathing difficulty when you're actually sleeping. Then try to have treatment for painful conditions. That is also important. For example, arthritis, if you have things like that, then you will not get sleep. Control the nighttime urination. That's why limit the amount of fluids or water you're taking just before sleeping. Then sometimes prescription medications. If you take medications for you can say which become drowsy, you might be having daytime drowsiness, higher risk of falling, and sometimes confusion and long-term side effects of memory problems. Never take any over-the-counter or non-prescription drugs for sleep. Always, if you have any significant sleep issues, get it evaluated, and you might or might not need a sleep study, which will help us to know what type of sleep is there, what type of rhythms are there, and what particular intervention that you actually need. Concentrate on the quality of sleep rather than the quantity. If you're on bed for even more than, you can say, 8 hours, but you're not getting any sleep, that doesn't really help. Now try to how, if you have to blatantly just remember, one is you should remember that as you age, sleep will change. Then sometimes identify the causes of lack of sleep is important. Are you under a lot of stress? Are you depressed? Is there any anxiety? Do you have you gone through any traumatic experience? Are you taking any medications that affect my sleep? Are you having any health problems? So it could be lack of exercise, it could be lack of social engagement. Then improve your sleep habits. As I said, don't read from a device, make your bedroom very quiet, dark, go to bed earlier. Then limit the sleep aids and pills, maximum the better. Develop some bedtime rituals. It could be music, it could be meditation, it could be deep breathing. Now, napping during the day, it has to be kept short. Do not make it more than 45 minutes, because more you sleep, more you might feel groggy in the morning. Nap early in the afternoon, too late in the day will again disrupt your night sleep. Then limit, as I said, alcohol, caffeine. Satisfy your hunger prior to bed, or else if you're hungry, then you'll end up getting up. Cut off all the sugary foods. Avoid big or spicy meals, because if there is gastritis, then it will become very difficult. Then exercises you can do, of course, dancing, running. At indoors, you can do exercises at home as well. Aerobic exercise actually helps in making sleep better. Reduce your mental stress. How will you reduce it? Keep a journal to record your worries before you sleep. What is your to do test? Then listen to some calming music. Read a book Get a massage, maybe from a friend or a partner. Use a relaxation technique, whatever works for you. Now, as you get older, sometimes you might actually get up also from sleep. So don't stress. Make relaxation your goal, not sleep. Try to relax, deep breathing, and then you'll get into sleep. Two, if you get up, maybe just not getting sleep, do a quite non-stimulating activity. Don't do something which will stimulate you so much that you will not fall back asleep. And postpone your worrying. Now, it is very important that if you have problem in sleeping, please consult the doctor as to how you can actually sleep. Now, as far as sleeping in better is concerned, you should always keep in sync with your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. Uh, whether it is going to sleep, whether it is about napping, control or exposure to light, that is something you can do. Expose yourself to bring bright sunlight in the mornings, then spend some more time outside the daylight. As you get in the evening, have lesser amount of light. Then in the night, no late night television, most people do watch it. Then as far as possible, please do not read with backlit devices. Reading is okay, but if you're actually reading with an Amazon tablet, Amazon Fires, this or something, then it will not help. Then exercise during the day. Then very important is to wind down and clear your head completely. Now, I think that is the most important thing. Lay down in the bed, close your eyes, put one hand on your chest, then breathe through your nose, relax, have a deep breathing. Then improve your sleep environment. Keep the noise down, keep the room cool. No, it shouldn't be too hot. Too cold is also not good. Make sure your bed is comfortable. A lot of times the bed is not ideal. And then even if you get up, do not do a lot of brainstorming, do not do a lot of thinking, because I think that is I think very important. So that in brief was about actually what you should do to get better sleep. If you have any queries, then you can go ahead and ask. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. In case anybody has any queries, just unmute yourself and ask your question. So, Doctor, until people ask their question, is there an ideal number of hours that a person should sleep after the age of 60? Like, is it 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours?
Ideally, it is around 6 to 8 hours. But if you get good 5 hours of quality sleep in which you don't get up also, then that's fine enough. So it's not the quantity of sleep which is important. I think it is the quality. So one should concentrate on the quality of sleep.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Yes. And doctor,
Yes, ma'am.
can you hear me, doctor?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, for me, I go to bed early. I have no problem of sleep. I get good sleep. But in the morning, without fail, 5 o'clock, my eyes open. Then after that, it's very difficult for me to sleep.
So when do you sleep in the night?
By 5:30.
When do you
I
sleep in the
sleep
night?
around 10.
So I think, ma'am, if you get up at 5, sleeping
10
at 10,
o'clock.
and you get that 7 hours of sleep, it is more than good enough. It's a good amount of
Good
sleep,
enough.
7 hours. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
yeah.
get up and then by 5:30, yeah, I get good sleep. But still then by 11:30, like now this time, I feel so sleepy. I avoid sleeping. Only in the afternoon, I take a nap. But I can't read anything. When I feel sleepy, I can't do any. I cannot concentrate. That is my problem because I get up very early and then by 11:30, I'm very tired and feel very sleepy. But if ever I sleep, then I don't get sleep at all in the afternoon. Then again, late in the evening, I feel very tired and can't do anything. So this is my problem. But otherwise, night sleep, I get a good sleep. I just sleep over. what happens, I don't know then around me.
No, I think 6 to 7 hours if you're sleeping is 6
It's
to
enough,
7 hours if
it's
you're
enough.
sleeping is good enough. The
Enough.
amount that you're sleeping.
Yeah.
Yes.
And very short napping during the day is okay, 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Anything more than 1 hour is not good, because then that will affect more towards the evening. If you sleep, that will also affect your night sleep, but you're getting good sleep, so no problem.
Doctor, can I ask you something? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Doctor, in between, if we get up to go to the washroom, okay, then what happens? Then you come back and sleep again. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's
okay.
perfectly fine.
Once you go to the washroom and come back, and then you fall off to sleep again. Sometimes it takes a little time, but otherwise, on the whole, it's okay. So is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. Only thing is, if it's happening very frequently, that you go to the washroom
Not frequently, just once.
again and again, there's an issue.
No,
If not,
not
once
again
is
and
fine.
again, just once or twice. Yeah,
Once is fine.
once or twice.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions for the doctor? Doctor, I think there are no other questions. Thank you very much for this session. This has been very, very useful. Everybody, in case you guys want to see this or any of the other sessions of the doctor, please go to our website. You will find it there. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a nice weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, doctor. Thank you, Mr. Salim.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Very informative.
Thanks a lot.